Happy Monday, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Tom Panos. We are at Mount Coot-tha, which is a beautiful part of Brisbane, and we're here today with Ray White Paddington. The team is there, George Hadjulis, the summit, where they're sitting here taking stock and reviewing what needs to be done to smash the next 12 months. The topic we're going to talk about is, how do you create urgency in a marketplace when there's no urgency? How do you make sales when people aren't scared about, keep looking, because they'll just say, hey, look, the market's not going up, we can keep looking. So here are a couple of tips. Tip number one, whenever you're doing a buyer appointment, if you have a buyer appointment at 4 o'clock, create another buyer appointment at 4:15. Because what you want to do is do your appointment and come out and show the other buyers that there are people queuing up to see this property. So what good real estate agents do is they use social proof. What they do is they create an environment where there is fear of loss. That's the first thing. The second thing you do is this. When someone calls to do a second inspection on a property, when they ring up and say, hey, Tom, I want to bring mum and dad through. We came through on the weekend. I want to bring mum and dad through, to the property. You don't sort of just drop everything and say, yep, here, I'm coming. You create some urgency and you say, hang on a second. Before we go the next step, let me make sure it's still available, because I know that there have been other people in my office talking to buyers about that one. Number two is you create urgency. Hang up, call them back. Yes, like talkback radio, 7-second delay. Right. So what you do then is, let's look at the steps that we've done. Number one is you create urgency by actually not just throwing everything and saying, I'm free, I've got nothing else on, of course I'll take you through that property. The next thing you're doing is creating social proof by having another buyer look at it. The third thing I will say that's going to help you create properties sold in a market that has no urgency is really simple: the vendor's expectation. So what you've got to be doing is putting your time and energy on something that you can control. You can't put a gun to a buyer's head and say, buy it, buy it, buy it. But you can actually help a vendor understand, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, let's accept it. In this market, you're on the market in competition, not in isolation. And I've got to let you know, the properties that get sold in this market are the properties that are better presented, better marketed, and better priced. And at the moment, so guys and girls watching this video and people here, Ray White Paddington, if you've got a vendor that's overpriced right now, here's a piece of dialogue you should use. Ring them up, go in and see them and say, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, I want to let you know that I'm concerned. At the moment, it appears your property is actually not in the market. It's sitting on top of the market. And that's a worry, because people are ignoring it. And I'm getting really concerned, because we're about to move from what I call the sweet zone to the stale zone. And that's concerning, because what will happen is you'll end up being like that house that's like that car on a busy road that people ignore. They think there must be a problem with it. Why? It's still there after months. I don't want you to be that home. So what I'd like to do, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, is make a recommendation. And what I'd like to recommend is that we realign, listen to the words, we realign the value of your property by 5%. Because I'd rather be sitting with you in 2 weeks' time rejecting 3 offers than having no offers. And that's the sort of dialogue. I'll tell you why I like that dialogue. I don't use drop the price. I said realign the value. And I didn't even say we're going to sell it. I said, because I'd rather be in a position to reject an offer than actually have no offer. So guys and girls, that's how you get property sold in a non-urgent market. You create urgency with the buyers, but you work on the things that you've got control, and that is you realign the value of the property by telling people what they need to hear, and there's nothing more powerful in real estate than getting offers. Low offers, they blame the market. No offers, they blame the agent. If anyone in your office needs to watch this video because they've got overpriced turkeys sitting on in their books, share it with them, because I want to remind everyone watching this, if you're a real estate agent, your job is to list properties that sell, not to list properties and become an antique store by holding overpriced stuff there. Remember that. See you soon.